Philadelphia, Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that while Joel Embiid is currently being listed as out for Friday's Game 3 against the Heat, still progress that could be made to change his availability. They got to have him. Despite not having Embiid being down 2 games to none, Doc Rivers still optimistic as the series shifts back to Philadelphia. Sixers down 0-2.
I mean, I would rather not be down 0-2, but should I feel bad? I mean, we lost 2 games. Our guys, you watched that film last night, we played hard. Our guys competed. And anybody has a problem with that, then there's something wrong with it. We got great shots. Since there's a lot of analytical people out there in the world, it was our 12th best shots of the year, which means we didn't make shots, but we got great shots. And the game, when you look at it, came down to the three-point line in a lot of ways. They made theirs, we missed ours. So I think we believe in our players.
So with or without Joel Embiid, Sixers will take on the Heat at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Then out to Dallas, tries to get on the board against Phoenix in Game 3. SportsCenter with us to follow. So this off night in the NBA just gives us a chance to bring Tim Legler in and take the temperature of the room here. We've seen a couple of games in all of these series. And Tim, I'm curious, what's something that you really believed heading into the conference semis that based on what you've seen now, you're even more convinced is true?
Scott, I think it would have to be that one great individual player, which Luka Doncic clearly is. I mean, that might not even be doing him justice, how good he is, can't beat a great team. And it's actually got me concerned now watching him operate and playing as well as he is offensively, but being handled the way that they are by the Phoenix Suns. I'm actually concerned going forward, Scott, not just in this series or this season. Any dribble-dominant offense to this extent by one player, no matter how good they are, just can't beat great teams. And that's exactly what the Dallas Mavericks are up against. So I was worried about that for Luka and the Mavericks going in, and I'm more convinced than ever, particularly the way that Phoenix has put together some of these runs on them in the second half.
On the other hand, I think this can be difficult. You've got an opinion. You've seen enough things to make you believe that opinion. But I think the smartest people are nimble and say, well, hold on a second. Maybe that's not quite what I thought it was. Is there some storyline that you thought, yeah, this is what it is, and now you're going, I'm not sure?
Well, I'm looking at Golden State Memphis, and I picked the Warriors to win this series. I picked the Warriors to get all the way to the NBA Finals, and I'm not going to run away from that. I mean, it's a 1-1 series. They got the split. But one thing I did think would happen that played into that thinking is Golden State's small lineups doing a better job on Ja Morant. When he comes to that jump stop in the paint, he takes off. All right, he's bouncing and going up. They're grounded with their help defense. There's nobody on the floor that's going vertical with him to bother him. So he's in such an incredible space mentally, knowing he can get off whatever he wants to in the lane, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. The question for Golden State is, can you keep him from taking over the game entirely late? That's what we have to see going forward. So I think Golden State's still in good shape, but Ja Morant is going to have a huge series, and I thought Golden State would be better on him defensively.
Our friends at TNT can put their feet up and watch us work on Friday night. We get some games, and SportsCenter will follow at the end of it. I'm interested in what you're interested in Friday night. The storyline, the game, the thing to keep an eye on that's most interesting to you.
Well, I'm going to touch quickly on each because there's 2 games. First, obviously, for the Sixers, is Joel Embiid going to play?
Right.
Is he going to play with force? Is he going to be limited in any way? And then Dallas, I want to see if they're going to punch back. They got punked at the end of that game. There's no other way to put it. They were mocked. They were going at them. They were holding follow-throughs on 3-point shots for an extended period of time. I just want to see Dallas fight, and I'm going to know early in that game what their mentality is because Phoenix embarrassed them the other night in the last 6 minutes of that game.
Yeah, and just a quick follow, man. Look, Luke is awesome on offense. Phoenix hunted him on defense, and they got him, and they just worked him. I just wonder what kind of fight back we're going to see on that end from him.
Well, there is nothing more humiliating or deflating to a team than when your best player is being served up on a platter the way that he was at the end of that game. And it's going to be difficult for him if they want to keep switching, and that's why I think Jason Kidd might have to make an adjustment. If they're going to hunt Luka out, then you're going to have to protect him a little bit because he's not capable of guarding those guys in one-on-one situations. Get the ball out of those guys' hands, and now let's see if Phoenix can make 15 threes and beat you that way because they keep switching this and allowing Luka to be targeted. It's so demoralizing to your team to have your best player slayed like that on the defensive end of the floor, no matter what he's doing on the other end.
Yeah, and you know what I appreciate, Tim? Sometimes a coach can try to be too cute or too clever. Monty Williams and the Suns are like, just do it again. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Well, why run anything else? Just switch it, hunt him, and try to score him, and they did. You just don't have to be too clever,
and
man.
they did it with smirks on their face, and that's the part I'm talking about. That should bother Dallas when they watch that film. They should be upset about that.
Well, Lucas smirks plenty at everybody, man. So you do it enough, and you're going to get some back. You know how the league works, Tim, better than I do. All right, man. Enjoy your night. They'll be without Dylan Brooks for Game 3, suspended. 1 game for unnecessary and excessive contact with Gary Payton II early in the Grizzlies' Game 2 win. Steve Kerr, with his initial reaction to the Brooks suspension, you'll recall he said he broke the code with that foul.
Doesn't matter. I mean, Gary's out. Gary's out for the next, foreseeable future for weeks. That's the only thing that matters to us. He's got a huge brace on his arm, and he's going to be out for a long time, and he's crushed in the spotlight, playing in the playoffs, playing a huge role, playing well. That's all been taken away from him. So we all feel terrible for Gary.
How would you say you balance a game that has the potential to be chippy, like this one coming up?
Just play hard, battle for every loose ball, battle for every rebound, compete every possession, and don't risk a guy's career if he's ahead of the play in transition. That's our mantra.
Pretty clear how he feels, and he's going to continue to make his point when he has the opportunity to make his point. Other developments in the series: Andre Iguodala will miss at least another week with the left cervical disc injury. NBA announced they're fining Draymond $25,000 for flipping off the Memphis fans. As he said, I make $25 million, I'm going to be all right. Make an appearance and get the money, I believe he said. Steven Adams will be available Saturday after clearing the NBA's health and safety protocol. Rough news for Philadelphia. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that while Joel Embiid is currently being listed as out for Friday's Game 3 against the Heat, still progress that could be made to change his availability. They got to have him. Despite not having Embiid, being down 2 games to none, Doc Rivers still optimistic as the series shifts back to Philadelphia. The Sixers down 0-2.
I mean, I would rather not be down 0-2, but should I feel bad? I mean, we lost 2 games. Our guys, you watched that film last night, we played hard. Our guys competed. And anybody has a problem with that, then there's something wrong with them. We got great shots. Since there's a lot of analytical people out there in the world, it was our 12th best shots of the year, which means we didn't make shots, but we got great shots. And the game, when you look at it, came down to the 3-point line in a lot of ways. They made theirs, we missed ours. So I think we believe in our players.
So with or without Joel Embiid, Sixers will take on the Heat at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Then out to Dallas.